Hello, hello. Okay, we can do another one, yet another one of my thoughts. As you know, I'm making a series of fairly short videos called My Thoughts. I'm asking people to put something below in the video if they want me to cover something. Many of you have, so thank you very much for that. It's appreciated. It's a good idea, I think. You have to forgive me a minute. I'm going to roll a fag while we talk and work out who we're going to do next. Paula Roach says, Bri, what's your thoughts on chemtrails? Paula Roach, what's my thoughts on chemtrails? Paula, I did make a video quite a number of years ago, about 3 years ago now, about chemtrails. Now what happened was, all of my life I believed in contrails. When I was a young boy, I would lay in the garden, 1974, age 12 or whatever, and look up and see an aeroplane and see the white, whatever it was, after the aeroplane. And I used to put my thumb up like that and cover the aeroplane and the white. By the time the aeroplane went out of my thumb, there was no white there. So that's how it went through the sky. So I believed in contrails, as any child would. As an adult, I've noticed more and more of these white, thick, heavy things in the sky that grow in the course of a day, and they obliterate the sun. They absolutely obliterate it, and I know them to be chemtrails. Now, doing a little bit of research, if you put a pot of water out in a garden, sometimes, and you have that tested, not always, but sometimes, you can have a trace minerals and trace metals in there, like barium or aluminium or mercury. Where does that come from? It's not prevalent in the atmosphere. It's not on my tongue when I go out and bloody breathe. But these aeroplanes, or these whatever, you know, well, they are aeroplanes. I don't believe that they're piloted either. I think they're, it's a form of AI, you know, they're, so yeah, I do believe in chemtrails, and I believe in them massively. You know, it's not called chemtrails if you do a bit of research. It's called geoengineering. Now, geoengineering is a fact, and it's been developed over the years as a way of changing the weather. Now, they have used that publicly and told us that they've used that publicly at certain sporting events when they've dropped some sort of chemical or whatever from an aeroplane over clouds that have threatened to disrupt a sporting event with a load of rain, and they've dispersed the clouds. So some form of acidity, some substance or whatever, and it's called geoengineering, and they've dispersed the clouds, you know. So my belief is that these planes are setting these lines up, and you can see them yourself, crisscross the bloody sky, and then you get this milky, hazy thing, and you can't see the sun anymore. And my theory is that they contain these trace elements of various metals, aluminium, barium, mercury, whatever. And when the sun hits that, the heat and the rays, the UV rays, etc., would then get sent back towards the sun rather than come to Earth. So it's cooling down Earth, perhaps, you know. So one of my theories, the other theory I have, is that whoever's doing this, and that's a separate video altogether, isn't it? My other theory is that whoever's doing this have, I don't know, a way of it not bothering them. So in other words, I think they can inoculate themselves, vaccinate themselves against this stuff, Or have they developed something that they breathe into at night and it takes whatever out of their system? You know, have they developed some sort of lotion or potion that they can either put a lotion on the skin, or can they drink a potion once a day and they become immune to this stuff? But my thought is that maybe it contains something to dumb down human beings, because I don't think we're very intelligent. I really don't. And I think we should be far more articulate and have a huge intellect by now. I really do. And people are as thick as fucking shit on the whole. I go on Facebook sometimes, and you know, there was recently there was a woman who shared a dog went missing. Now, this dog went missing 5 years ago in Nebraska in the USA, and this woman from Coventry in the UK shared it on her wall. Oh, please find this dog. And somebody said that was 5 years ago in America. And she said, well, I don't know, to share. And I thought, you must be that thick, you know. Just wake up, for God's sake. And you've only got to see, I mean, just absolute crap will be on there, and it will have 3 million shares. You know it's not true. Instantly you look at it, you think, well, that's not true. And yet it's got 3 million shares. So 3 million people clearly do believe it. Now, are they being dumbed down? Are these chemicals coming down to Earth, which I believe they would do, obviously? I don't see how they'd go anywhere else. And are they getting into the water source and the food and stuff like that? Are we breathing it in? Are we eating it? Are we drinking it? If so, what is it doing to us? Is it making us a breed of thick bastards? Is that what it's doing to us? So that we don't then question what's happening, what's really happening, what's really going on with the government, with the royal family, you know. I mean, at the moment, there's a lot of stuff about Prince Andrew, who's a paedophile, you know, and that is starting to slowly come out. Well, I've said for years and years and years about Prince Philip being a paedophile and the Queen covering up for him all her adult life. You know, what a scum that fucking family is, you know. But people don't want to believe that at all, you know. I suppose even if it's right in their face, they still don't want to believe it, you know. But people are quite thick, really. So is it something to do with that? Is there a program? Is there, I don't know, is there something going on that's stopping people from thinking? Or is it killing people? You know, are more and more people dying of respiratory sort of failures or cancer or whatever, or perhaps Alzheimer's or dementia or whatever? Is that because the people are just breathing fresh air and we don't know what we're breathing? Is that the case? I don't know. So I don't know, but the fact is I do believe in them, and I believe in them because I can see them. And I'm not stupid, and I can turn my neck and I can look up. The video that I made, I was travelling, and I was in this particular area. It was a bit of a scenic beauty spot, really lovely. I've been there for a couple of days, and on the second day in the morning I got up and it was a beautiful day. It was just so blue, absolutely blue. Apart from this one white stripe, and I mention it in the video, you know, this one, I mean, kids now call them clouds. Somebody in my family said it's only steam, Bri, you're mental. Planes run on coal or whatever, and they produce steam. Did you know that? Yeah, that's how the chemtrails do work then, don't they? Same as a fluoride in the water. So I looked up and I saw this one, and then 10 minutes later there was another one, then another one. And so I got the camera out again about an hour later, and I shot it up and I had a look, and there was, I counted them, 40 of these great big things going for miles, big white plumes going for miles, crisscrossing the sky for miles and miles, as far as I could see. Anyway, within 2 hours, it was completely white and hazy. You know, I couldn't see anything up there. It's just milky. It was awful. And I mentioned that in a video. And somebody, one of the people that are awake, sent me a link and said, go on this website and it'll show you the flight paths for where you are. I thought, what a great idea. So I took the postcode in of this beauty spot where I was. There are no flight paths over that area. None. None. So I checked a different website and I moved the postcode down to the pub, and which is only about 2 miles, just moved it down. And there are no flight paths in that area. So what did I see then? These 40 somethings that were white and very, very long. So I certainly believe in chemtrails. Paula Roach, thank you very much. Interesting topic. There'd be a lot of people now saying, oh, I don't believe in it. You don't want to believe in something, so you decree it. You sort of poo-poo it. You say, oh, well, I don't believe in it. You're mental. It's just conspiracy. It's rubbish. Go and look. Wake up. You know, I said to, doesn't matter who really, actually it's somebody in my family, I said, have a look at your photograph when you were 4, 5, 6, 7 in your back garden that your mum or dad would have taken, and then go out now at the age of 40 and look up. Anyway, he's very, very programmed and conditioned, and he said, yeah, I have, and it's exactly the same. But then I said to him, would you allow fracking under your house? And he said, of course I would. Paula, thank you very much indeed. I'll be back with another one whenever. Cheers. Take care. Be well. Bye.